Greetings everybody, it's me again with another video. It's Thursday the 18th of December 2025. In my last video I spoke about censorship, I spoke about propaganda, and I spoke about the programming of people. Some of you that view my content may be wondering, why do I do this? What's in it for me? Am I bored? Am I looking for likes and comments? Am I after making money? The answer is none of the above. My motivation is from a believer's point of view. As a believer, we're given an instruction from the Holy Book, the Bible, in Matthew 28, that to go out into all the world, to all nations, to make them disciples of Christ and to baptize them. This is from the Christ himself. To baptize after making disciples. Now, part of this process of going out is or entails influencing the thinking of people, to influence their reasoning, and to also debunk their fallacies and their false doctrines. That is the purpose, that is the intention, that is the motivation. Do you remember the picture or the images of masked drivers driving without passengers, and also in many cases their windows of their vehicles closed? Do you remember that scene? During the 2020 up to 2022. Do you remember the swimmer swimming in the baths or the pool wearing a mask in the water? Do you remember cases where you find a law enforcement officer asking a man on an almost deserted beach with the nice breeze blowing, where is your mask? Out in the open there, hardly anybody around. There is something very ridiculous about all of this, something terribly wrong about it. During that period, people lined up to take their concoction in their shoulders. Willingly, they stood in a line and they sat down and they took that concoction. I say concoction because the ingredients were quite several things which the recipients had no idea what it was. They didn't even bother to look at what's on the vial containing the serum, and there was no knowledge. And in fact, they were even asked to sign indemnities for in case something goes wrong, they got no claim. So there was nothing wrong with that. They went willingly for that out of fear. Fear that was built up by the authorities and the media, as I pointed out in previous videos. People were rubbishing what we call conspiracy theories at the time. Strange enough, those conspiracy theories have become true. Do you see why I say this? There's still programming taking place on people, basically using lies, as they did during that period. If rubbishing conspiracy theories, people did on a huge scale. They did it with humor, they did it with vigor, they did it with motivation, they did it with mocking and strong criticism. And I'm saying here, if you are still rubbishing conspiracy theories with a mocking attitude, criticizing with vigor, with motivation and mockery, then you are sporting with your own survival. If so many people got it wrong during 2020 to 2022, in those years, and many are still don't see, and also do not understand, then there's something radically wrong with the thinking and the reasoning of people. Why have they not suspected something is amiss about this whole thing? And I'll ask then, why must a people rubbish and mock alternative viewpoints? Why accept the prompts from the social media and elsewhere to people to rubbish conspiracy theories and alternative views, even to the point where anybody asking questions that are relevant are mocked also as non-compliant, foolish people, and with all other names attached to it. So do you see why I do this? When I gave you those examples, there's something radically wrong with that. Something has to be said. Somebody has to say something about it. Obviously, there's so many people that have been saying something about it, but of course, so many people are also not listening or not looking or not seeing. They still are satisfied with newspaper, print media, and what is on the silly box, the television. You see why people's thinking has to be challenged. Has to be challenged. Because out there's a formidable enemy busy deceiving people on a huge scale, using people to do it, and certain media to deceive people. And they deceive even to the point where people even mock the truth. So this is a serious issue, and if anybody's still wondering why I do this, and so many people like me are doing this, instead of actually looking at what's the score and who's going to play who, etc., and not bother about these things, then we have something to think about. And who knows, another similar situation may arise in the next year or two, and will the people be prepared if they're not listening even now? I want to wish you a great day further and leave you with those reflective thoughts.